We're here at Grand Canyon North Rim Lodge, looking at the Western Cabins. The North Rim Lodge and the Western Cabins, then called the Deluxe Cabins, opened in 1928 and were designed by Gilbert Stanley Underwood in a naturalistic style. Underwood purposely planned a central lodge building surrounded by cabins with meandering paths that conform to the natural topography. It's notable that these cabins predate Mary Colter's lauded Bright Angel cabins on South Rim by 7 years, and yet Underwood gets little credit for his innovative design. The main lodge building burned in 1932 and was not rebuilt until 1937, and it remains virtually the same to this day. All but 2 of the cabins, however, survived the fire, so the design and construction reach back almost 100 years. Almost all of the cabins are in duplex format. There are some quads, and here I'm sharing a single building with my brother on the other side with a connecting door that all but the ADA cabins have. So let's take a quick room tour. I apologize the cabin is a bit disorderly. I just got back from a rim-to-rim hike last night and did not have time to film, but I figured I'd show you what the interior of the cabin looks like. Starting out is this nice porch. There's no television here on the North Rim, and cell phone service is unreliable. So often people will just sit out here and read a book or have a cool drink as the sun sets in the evening. So it's a lovely aspect of these. Rustic styling. This is room 316, the duplex cabin. One of the nicest aspects are these fireplaces with unique limestone rocks sticking out. A table with 2 chairs, a small writing desk, 2 queen-size beds, a small butler's pantry, refrigerator, rack for your clothes, and the ubiquitous ironing board and iron. And I apologize for the mess in the bathroom, but it comes with a full bath, exactly what you want after a rim-to-rim hike or a hard day's hike in the canyon. The rooms do have a heater and a ceiling fan, but there is no air conditioning, although the nights are generally quite cold here on the North Rim, so it's usually not a problem. That's it. The Western Cabins, my favorite place to stay on North Rim, except for the cost and the noise. The cabins are just darned cute, but there are 2 real problems. The first is noise. There's seemingly no sound insulation between the 2 units, so you can hear your neighbors as they're going about their tasks. And also it seems like the floor joists run between the cabins, so when a neighbor gets out of bed at night, the floor vibrates in your room. The second problem is the cost. Recent changes in federal regulations allow national park lodges to charge what the market will bear on most rooms, and they're doing just that. When I first started staying here, these cabins were less than half the current price. With tax, these cabins cost about $400 a night. I'm paying for 2 cabins for 2 nights, and that's $1,600. That's just too darned expensive. However, only the Western cabins have sufficient rodent proofing. Too many of the other cabins here have rodent problems. And also these cabins are just darn cute for a once-in-a-lifetime stay. But with the undersized motel rooms available at $183 a night, I think that on future visits, I'll have to switch to them. It's a shame that these attractive cabins are now being priced out of my reach.